Get the store closed. It's getting chilly out. Cheers, everybody. Sugar-free Red Bull. Got a 24 case up there from Sam's Club. And got 24 inside my little mini refrigerator in the bedroom. Just got back from Carolina Place Mall just to get some fresh air. And then once I see we got a few more viewers, I'll get started. By the way, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, all that good stuff. I hope all of you are having a fantastic, fantastic Christmas. I hope you're all having a good New Year. Craig Morgan, what's going on? Hello, hello. Welcome to this live stream. So if any of you are new to the channel, don't forget to smash that like button and, of course, subscribe. If you'd like to know what this channel is all about, I talk about hobbies. I talk about sports cards, Transformers, collecting, jersey collecting, sneaker collecting, which I have an update when it comes to a new pair of kicks that I ordered. Three-time Connor, what's going on? Welcome aboard, and thanks for the comments throughout my most recent videos. I appreciate it. I saw them. I think I responded to all of them. But yeah, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe, hit that thumbs up button. All of that good stuff helps. We're going to talk about the year here on the channel, how it's been, where I'm at right now, whatever updates I got, I'll key you all into all of that. If I answer this question, then I will sub. Okay, so what question are you going to ask? $10. The answer is 10. 1 plus 4, that's 5. 5 plus 2 is 7. 7 plus 3 is 10. That's easy. Man, I got pressure in my ears. Jesus. Here come the pop-ups starting again. Just bear with me here, folks. Okay, well, I think we got enough viewers, and I'll just might as well just kick things off. Well, first off, again, like always, thank you everybody for helping to support the channel. You realize at this point, the channel's at almost 1,400 subscribers. We're floating around 1,383-ish, 84-ish at this point. So thank all of you for that. And thank you for sticking around and supporting me and supporting my eBay store. Well, shameless plug. Click the link in the chat or in the description box below of this live stream, and it'll take you right to my eBay store. If you want to help to support the channel financially, that's how you can do that. I don't make my customers join Patreon or any of that weird stuff. No problem, Craig, but thanks for showing up anyways. Happy Sunday, Merry Christmas, and Happy New Year. And of course, cheers. We have the unofficial drink of the channel, sugar-free Red Bull, of course. Take care, Craig. Thank you for joining up. But anyway, we'll get right into this. First off, thank you to my family, my friends, my neighbors, all that good stuff. Sup, I'm back. Ethan, I know that you're the guy who asked if I have any experience with 3D printing. Oh, yeah, we were talking about that with Ben Heck and all that stuff, if I'm not mistaken. Let me just adjust the camera here a little bit and bring this down so I don't feel like I'm staring into the air. I have the camera right in front of me. Okay. Just bring this down a little bit. Okie dokie. There we go. I'm just checking with the screen over here. All right. Just focus down a little bit more. You got to bear with me if I keep popping my ears. My equilibrium's a little off. Yeah, it's because the temperature down here where I live has just been unbelievable. It was like 80 degrees during the day, 40 degrees at night, 80 degrees during the day, 40 degrees at night, 75 degrees during the day. It's been a mess down here where I live. And everybody's getting sick. I mean, I don't have the flu or anything like that. It's annoying. It's like I feel it in my head. Well, this is more the German flu than anything else. I'll get into that in a little bit. Yeah, it's my freaking ears keep popping. All right, anyway, so let's hop right into this. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, I want to say thank you all for helping this channel to become what it is. Thank you very much for your continued support of myself and my eBay store. Again, the link is in the chat. So what's going on? Was that am I saying this correctly? X Vipers. How you doing? Every so often I'll check back with the chat. But anyway, let's have a go at this, folks. So to begin with, like always, thank you all for helping to support the channel. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe, smash that like button, participate in the chat, subscribe to the channel, check out my eBay store. The link is in the chat right now. You can click on it. It'll take you right to my eBay store. So let me start with the recent stuff. Well, how can I put this? I mean, I don't script anything. Well, take care, Craig. I'll see you around. So as all of you know, if you've been watching the channel, it's been a rough go, right? This year, probably since March or April, around my birthday. You know, with things that happened with my ex and my father passing and everything else that's happened. You know, it's been a bit of a rough go this year. I try to do the best I can with what I've got and kept the channel going and kept persevering and all that good stuff. You know, open up a lot of wax. I've been getting a lot of questions. Am I going to open up some more baseball cards? The answer is, I don't know. Now, today I went to my local mall But I had to get out of there, and that's probably why I have a headache because oh my god, fucking kids. Oh my god, the amount of kids that were in the mall with their parents, and I'm talking like not teenage kids. I mean, we're talking like the little toddlers, the little babies, screaming, screaming to the top of their lungs. There was one kid, and that's why my ears are ringing like the way they are right now. It's not just because of the German flu. I'll get into that in a little bit. But man, the one kid is screaming because the mother's got like a cup of yogurt, and the other little kid with her was sitting nice and quiet. But this one had to be about one of these 2 foot tall little turds screaming. Ah! I can't even scream at that decibel. This belching of vocalism could probably smash the windows to your car. I bet you if you put this screaming kid in front of a person with cancer and this kid screamed like that, you would probably kill the cancer cells in a person's body. That's how fucking loud. I actually found myself turning around going like this and said, man, give that kid give him a pacifier, give him the goddamn yogurt and stop playing games. Like I almost said it. Thank God I caught myself. So it's like, Jesus Christ. Talk about screaming. Ah! I can't even imitate that with that scream sound. Like I had to get up and walk away. Thank God I finished my food first. But for my baseball card brothers and sisters out there in the sports card hobby, let me tell you, Barnes & Noble, Lids, and where else did I go? GameStop. All three of them had nothing but wax. So if you guys are interested in buying wax and you're having a hard time buying stuff online, that's your best bet, at least by me where I live. So, but man, I was tempted to clean house. I was tempted to drop a nice chunk of change, but I'm like, I better not, because, this week and next week, it's time to get all the monthly bills paid, the rent, the electric, all that good stuff. So, I got to be careful what I do around this time of the month. So I'm looking because I found Topps Chrome basketball. I found mega boxes. I found blaster boxes. I found Topps Chrome update. I found not Topps Chrome update. Topps update. As far as baseball is concerned, man, I found a whole bunch of stuff, but I did find Topps Chrome basketball. I'm like, I better just walk away. I found Bowman mega boxes. I found all sorts of stuff that I could have walked out of there with. And I'm like, no, I better not. Just go home. I got my gummy bears. I had my Sakura, I think they call it, the teriyaki. I got my my Red Bulls over at Sam's Club right on the other side of the mall. I'm like, I better just stop while I'm ahead. I got rent and stuff to pay, so don't do it. But I've been asked, is there any chance I'm going to be opening up more wax? It's possible. It's possible. I did get a new pair of sneakers that's on its way. It should be here hopefully by the end of this coming week. I was able to get my hands on the Nike Air Jordan 8s, the Bugs Bunnies, and they got them at retail. Yay! Plus a few dollars shipping from who the hell did I order them from? I can't remember. But anyway, so I ordered the Jordan 8 Bugs Bunnies, so they're coming, so I'll be reviewing that. I still got a whole bunch of stuff that I dug out of my closet that I want to review as far as He-Man figures are concerned. There's a couple Transformers figures I want to review. There's Star Trek stuff I want to review. There's plenty of stuff to come. But as far as sports cards is concerned, that'll probably somewhere be in not the a little bit distant future. I might pull the trigger on some product very soon, depending on what happens with my eBay store. My eBay store has been doing very good. As a matter of fact, I have 6 orders I have to fulfill, and I'm going to do that tonight, so that this way I can get them out the door tomorrow to my customers. So if you can't tell, I'm a little bit more lively today. I'm wearing the sexy shirt. This is actually for one of my viewers, my female viewers, surprisingly, who made a request. So here you go. Here you are if you're watching. But I'm a little bit more jovial. But oh my God, it came at a price. So many of you who've been watching the channel know what's been going on. I took down a whole bunch of content because it was kind of out of context. I'd rather save these topics for my live streams and leave the videos to be their own thing. But it was a rough year for the most part. But I think I'm finally beginning to accept the loss of my dad. That's a big one. I talked with my mother on Christmas Day via WhatsApp. I talked to my brother via Google Chat, and my niece is doing excellent. She's doing really, really well. The surgery seems to have taken. They corrected her spine. Unfortunately, she has a degenerative disease, and her spine has really paid a price for that. It was literally a C, so they had to straighten her spine out a little bit, and that kind of cheered me up a little bit. My brother looks real happy. I got photos of my niece, which is good. Poor girl's in a wheelchair, but she's doing fantastic, which is good. But Christmas Day, I was having a real deep conversation with my mom, and I got all emotional because I was sharing things with her I probably didn't tell her before. So that was good to let all of that out. And then last night, I decided to pick up and go out to one of my local saloons here. And that'll be the last time in a long time I go out to a bar. But this is not a shithole. It's actually a really nice place. I got a big plate of food, but man, I was drinking with one of my friends here where I live, and we were having a blast. Like, because I did really well for my eBay sales. I mean, did excellent. And that's why I bought brand new sneakers. I like the OG colorways anyway. So, and this is an OG colorway Air Jordan 8 that's coming out or has come out. But yeah, so yeah, I was hanging out with her, came back home, got a change of clothes. And then one of my neighbors came up to my patio. She was a little perturbed by something. So, I was about to walk out the door, but I took my time to sit with her and talk for a little bit and shared a couple more beers with her. And then finally got in the car and then took off and went out, and I got a big styrofoam container of food, paid my tab, came home, and man, I was so shit-faced. I was so shit-faced. I have to say it, I think I deserved to get myself shit-faced, because I've been carrying a lot of stuff in my mind over the past few weeks. I've talked about it, on the channel plenty. I'm not going to bore you guys, too much with this stuff. But I lost control of the food, and food was all over me. It was all over my car seat. It was all over my passenger seat. I'm like, oh my God. I opened up the door, the fucking bag fell out of the door, and it's all over the ground. I'm like, oh my God. I put my head back like this. I nodded off in my car for a little bit. And thank God I'm smart enough over the years to know if I'm going to go out like that to set my phone's alarm to go off. And that's exactly what happened. It woke me up. I'm like, oh shit, I can't sleep in my car. This is stupid. So I left everything the way it was, slept for a couple hours, went outside this morning, cleaned up outside, cleaned up my car. I have like those, I have a little Black & Decker, I think it is. Not Black & Decker, DeWalt, excuse me. A little plug-in car vacuum that's like that big. You plug it into your cigarette lighter and vacuumed out all the rice that was between my car seats and on the floor mats in my car. I got my wipies, because I got not the Lysol wipies, but the store brand stuff from Walmart, the Great Value wipies, and cleaned out the entire car. The car needed to be cleaned on the inside anyway, so happens to be coincidentally, it's good that all that rice fell all over the place, but man, it was everywhere. And yeah, so I cleaned up the car and spent the day at the mall just to get away for a little bit. Like I said, fucking kids. Oh my God, when parents bring their little kids, the 1-year-olds and the 2-year-olds, and they're like, ah! I mean, I can't even imitate that. It's just like somebody shaking a tin can full of rusty metal nails in front of your face. Oh my God, the noise was so awful. Oh my God, man. But geez, oh yeah. But anyway, last night I went out and, spent, I think, for 35, I got the receipt up there. I think I spent like $35 at the bar, what have you, but I did buy food and whatnot. And I'm feeling a lot more, I'm getting back to my old self again. That's what I'm trying to say, is that, with everything that's gone on this year and all the hardships I've had to deal with, like my father passing, my buddy Rob, what my ex-girlfriend did, and other things, getting sucker punched in Walmart by me, and everything else, I'm just trying to let it all go, trying to get back to me again, um, and just trying to like let it all out. And I feel a lot better. I know I'm going to sleep good. Well, I mean, I just drank, one of these. This is the closed one, of course, the unofficial drink of the channel there, but yeah, I'm trying to get back to my old self again. So last night was probably the last night I'll go out to an establishment unless I'm buying food or something like that to take out. Yeah, my days of going to the bar are over, at least for now. But I'm very happy that I went out just to take some time to myself because I think I earned it, man. I wanted to end this year with a soft landing, and it looks like that's going to happen. Let me just adjust the camera again because this thing's a little uncomfortable. There we go. All right. So, yeah, but yeah, so I did that. Like I said, I cleaned my God, the fucking rice was everywhere. I have a white leather jacket with black stripes on it. I dressed very similarly to this, but yeah, it was all over my fucking jacket, all over the car seats. Thank God I have artificial covers on the inside of my car. I have like those black and red seat covers that are faux leather, so it was easy to clean up. And thank God I had that portable vacuum cleaner to clean everything. So made sure everything around my car was clean. If I made a mess, which thank God I didn't. I mean, there was still a little rice on the ground, but I'm not a pig. I don't do that to where I live. I actually have a reputation of picking up the garbage sometimes outside when I walk to the post office. Because I don't like to see people be careless like that, including myself. But yeah, I was out there cleaning my car and whatnot, and came back inside, got whatever I needed to go out, and just walked around the mall for like an hour or two just to clear my thoughts, and then went to Sam's Club and everything. So, but what does the new year hold? What does the new year hold for this channel? Well, we'll see. Again, I ordered for the Air Jordan 8 Bugs Bunnies. They should be here this week. Also, thanks to all my eBay customers, man, you ladies and gentlemen, it's also impressive to see when women are ordering sports cards. They're probably either ordering it for themselves, or they probably have an LCS, or maybe their husband or boyfriend likes baseball cards. So that's really cool. Actually, I started selling my Trump hats. I sold one of my Trump hats because my MAGA hat collection is just out of control at this point. I've got to cut back and start trimming some fat here and there. So I'll be selling some of my Trump hats somewhere in the near future. I already sold one last night. I have cards prepared for 2025, 2026 in a separate box underneath my printing station there. So there'll be plenty of cards to start off 2026. So my sports card customers will have plenty to choose from should you decide to buy off of me. And again, thank all of you. I mean, honestly, man, this last round, it's been since Monday. Every single day I've been getting orders over at my eBay store. Thank you for that. So, I do have some new listings up there. Hopefully, if I clean house and depending how my next sales go, that'll determine whether or not I go out and get some more wax to rip on the channel. But I put in an order for Transformers Lio Convoy from Takara, which is supposed to ship next month, finally. I ordered for Missing Link Ultra Magnus, and I ordered for Studio Series Soundwave. So I'm waiting for that to come. But it's been pretty interesting. Like I said, 2025 was just an all-around rough year. It was a rough year indeed. When it comes to the sports card business, I've learned quite a bit. I've learned quite a bit about eBay and what my customers are looking for, and I've tried to improve my tactics and techniques for my eBay store. And try to make it easier on me. I try to make it simple for my customers. I've had very few problems. I had one customer, unfortunately, I had to refund one because one of the relics I sold, I think I talked about this in a live stream, where the post office destroyed a relic that I shipped. So I refunded the customer, of course. But yeah, I have had very little issue. And I did have 3 idiots trying to claim they didn't get their baseball cards, but eBay squashed that really quick because it shows that clearly these 3 cards were delivered, and the 3 customers who bought these cards off of me are blocked from purchasing sports cards for me. So that's done. But yeah, now it's time to wait and see what happens, with these next sales, and that'll determine whether or not I buy wax. I'm already starting to get the paperwork for next year for the eBay store. Will I or will I not shut it down? I mean, it's been pretty good so far. What I've been doing this year, or at least this month in December, is using the promote it option, where I'm putting in the bare minimum 2% to promote a lot of listings. And those listings have been selling surprisingly. Like, I couldn't believe that. And then, with most of my customers, I'll especially with the new addition to the eBay app, where you can do like with market movers or card ladder, you can photograph a card and the thing will comp it for you. So that's made listing sports cards so much easier and so much faster that, for my eBay customers, I usually give 10% off anyway if I see customers are watching my cards. So I've been doing that. And you guys and gals have been scooping those cards up for me. There'll be plenty of toy talk here on the channel in 2026. Let me see here. Yeah, like I said, my tactics have improved for eBay. The sales been doing a little bit better this month, which is great. I want to end on a bang. And with the other personal stuff, again, I mentioned my dad. I think I'm finally accepting the fact that he's gone. Now that the hardest part of the year is over with, when it comes to the Christmas in particular, the past couple weeks have been the hardest because I've been very emotional, and a little emotionally hurt, and very sad because he wasn't here with us this year. And he had a very distinct voice that I'm used to listening to, especially when I used to talk to him on the phone. But now, unfortunately, he's not here. And going out last night, probably for the last time in a long time, I got myself good and cooked. So all of that emotional stew is finally beginning to subside, where I think I'm finally beginning to accept it. These past few months have not been easy. It has not been easy with the things that have happened, and I think now that Christmas is done and New Year's will probably be a lot easier, especially since I talked with my mother, I talked with my brother, talked with my sister. It just made the acceptance of him a lot easier. So a lot of that emotional baggage I've been carrying, I think is finally beginning to subside. And last night, oh my God, man, was I stewed. I'm still feeling it, actually. But, at least nobody got hurt or anything like that. I had food, albeit most of it ended up in my lap in my car. But what happens? That's just God laughing at me. It's like pie in your face. That's how I look at it. So listen, it is what it is. My car needed to be cleaned on the inside anyway, so no harm, no foul. And I think 2026 is going to be looking to be a lot better. I'm finally coming to terms with his death. When it comes to other things, again, there's no NDAs or legal paperwork. It's just better for me not to discuss certain stuff. Of course, I'm keeping a promise to a friend about a lot of stuff that's gone down. Just want to bury the hatchet. If I've been a little rough on the channel sometimes, and a lot of that content I took down, I want to apologize to all you ladies and gentlemen out there. Friends, family, neighbors, everybody across the board. My man, well, I'm not going to mention his name. My man, Big T, is mostly responsible for that. Gave me some good advice, and talking to him, very good. He's a very good guy, man. I would stop and give him my kidney if he needed it. That's how good this guy is. And I don't say that about just about anybody, but this man is awesome. So I've been taking his advice and whatnot, and now that I'm accepting of my father's death, I'm beginning to get back to my old self. I'm used to being happy all the time. I'm used to being jovial. Yesterday I was running around like a little kid with my arms flapping like this because of all the money I made over at my eBay store. I bought some beer. I gave out like a whole case of beer to people outside yesterday, and brought some beer to my good friend. We were sitting there talking and BSing for a couple hours, and that was a lot of fun. You know what I mean? And I'm finally getting my vigor back. I'm finally getting back to me, the kind of me that I know I am. And all this other stuff that's been going on outside my door, man, I want nothing to do with it anymore. I mean, I did have one of my neighbors come up and talk with me yesterday because she's going through a bit of a rough patch. And there's some stuff going on with her I'm not going to discuss here because it involves other people and other things. But at least, I kept her company for a little bit, but I'm like, listen, I got to get out of here. I need a break. And getting the kind of break I did, minus the food getting all over me last night inside my car. Oh my God, when I went outside to my car today to clean my car, I was like, what the fuck? But thank God I bought stuff to clean my car. I got the foaming sprays and the wipes and the little vacuum and blah blah blah. So it was funny because it was like God's way of saying, you got to loosen up a little bit, man. You need some pie in your face. That's how I took it last night. I needed pie in my face, so it is what it is, man. But hopefully 2026 will be a better year. I got some Transformers. I got some He-Man figures that I dug up. I still have a lot of cartoon collection He-Man figures to review. I got a couple Transformers I want to review. I definitely got to get back into Star Trek again. I haven't really done any Star Trek stuff on the channel in a while, except for the USS Reliant that I just renewed. I'm going to try to track down the Fan-Home Enterprise G. But on eBay, people are flipping them for over 200 and something bucks. On Fan-Home's website, plus the fucking tariffs, which are annoying. They had them on sale again, and I think I missed out. I tried to get one, and I couldn't get one again. But they did show up on Fan-Home's website. But that'll happen sooner than later, because I got a ton of Star Trek stuff I want to talk about. I want to talk about the Enterprise D that I got, the big one, and the Aoshima that I did a short with on the channel. I want to review that. Again, we'll see what happens if I buy more wax. It all depends on how my eBay sales go. Or after I get the bills paid and I get the rent paid and I get everything else paid, we'll see how that works out, because around between January to roughly March and into mid-April, obviously, that's the time where I have to start gathering all the paperwork together for the LLC. So I got to file the annual report with North Carolina. I'm probably going to have to do the certificate of good faith. There's like 4 or 5 of them I have to do. So that's going to cost me a chunk of change, next month. So when I file my taxes will roll right over into that stuff. So I can keep this thing going. But I learned a lot. I learned a lot with the eBay business, how to fine tune it to make my life easier. And now that I've been using the comping tool on the eBay app, and I've kind of streamlined a couple things there. I might experiment a little bit in the future with certain little tweaks I might make, as far as packing stuff is concerned, all that kind of thing. So we'll see what happens with that. As long as you folks are hungry for sports cars, I'll keep listing them until I don't have any more. But I I don't know how you people will feel. I might submit some cards to PSA, maybe, but I'm going to send only the best of the best. And of course, I'm sitting right here by my desk, and if I can find it, I do have that centering tool, which all of you should have, by the way, in my opinion. I think, feel, and believe, which is right. Come on. Man, I just cut my fingernails too, so I got no fingernails to dig this up. So there's the centering tool, and is this the conversion table? No, it's not. So that's the centering tool. And I got the conversion table here somewhere. Where are you? There's the envelope. Where's the conversion tool? I don't see it anyplace. Ah, there it is. Okay. It's buried, of course. So there's the conversion tool for when you center your sports cards. So I'm definitely going to take the time to center my cards, and I'll probably maybe submit maybe 6 cards just to see what PSA does. I've never submitted to PSA. I really wanted to get my dad's cards submitted for grading, in particular to SGC, but now I don't know what to do because all this stuff that's been going on in the hobby, I really don't know what to make of any of it. With PSA taking over Beckett now, I have no idea what's coming down the road for the hobby. So we'll see what happens with that, but I definitely got to get my dad's cards submitted for grading. And it's not because I want to resell them, because I want to preserve my father's cards. If a lot of you guys and gals have been noticing over at my eBay store, I've been selling a lot of my slabs because I'm starting to look at my collection. I've been thinking about ultra modern. There's too much hype. Who's this new guy everybody's chasing after when it comes to Chrome basketball? Cooper Bragg, I think his name is. The shit that I've been seeing with his cards, and I'll give Neo Cards and Comics some credit here because he's been calling it out. Like the prices on graded base cards of his are through the roof. And that kind of hype sucks because now if this young guy gets hurt or something goes wrong with him, what's going to happen? His second, his third, and fourth year cards are going to turn to shit. Unless you're like a Shohei Ohtani or something like that, or an Aaron Judge. Don't go for the hype, man. It was like that with Paul Skeens. You know, I'm selling a Paul Skeens yellow foil, which I might pull down. I'm not sure if I'm going to pull that listing yet. Depends on the rest of the listings because I have his Bowman Chrome Red Mojo Fractor out of 5. So, and that's a PSA 10 that I won in an auction. But Paul Skeens was a hype card. Shohei Ohtani now is like out of control. But then I'm looking at Junk Wax. And you have to look at guys that are just starting off in their careers versus like Hall of Famers and stuff like that. They've already done their time. That's why their cards hold value, because you already know what you're getting from those players. But when it comes to ultra modern, it's just a roll of the dice. And I don't miss any of the cards that I've sold so far, you know, in my slab collection that I once had. I still have a Jackson Merrill Bowman Chrome out of 50 auto. That Ethan Salas that I sold recently, man, I got burned. Man, did I get burned with that listing. So, yeah, it was selling. There was an SGC 1010 like mine that sold for like $2,000. One sold recently for $800 after I comped it. Mine only sold for like $400. It happens, folks. Don't buy into hype. Don't buy into hype. Yeah, there's the Paul Skeens yellow foil out of 10. I might take this listing down and keep this. I'm not sure yet. Not sure yet. I don't know. I definitely want to talk about these. I've already done a live stream about these. I definitely want to go over the pulls that are in here in a separate video. And there were no errors in that box, by the way. All of those cards are corrected. But, you know, there's still some decent pulls in there. We'll talk about that in the future. But, I mean, minus all of the personal stuff that's gone on, I mean, for the most part, I've pretty much had fun here on the channel this year. I know when all of this stuff started with my ex doing what she did, that really threw a wrench in the gears, and a bunch of other stuff that took place, which I'm not going to discuss, you know, for the sake of me just wanting to bury the hatchet and just move on and, you know, try to keep to myself and stay away from troublemakers and all that kind of thing. Which I've now got 2 signs up. One is on my window that I can take down. The other one is on 2 alligator clamps hanging on my storage shelves outside. Because I don't want troublemakers coming. I don't want them around me, unfortunately. That's just the way it is. I can't have it. And I've had to put my foot down. There's maybe 1 or 2 people that are allowed on my patio. I pretty much, at this point, without having to say so, that's why I made these signs here, business signs. Basically, just telling people in an indirect way. I don't want anybody up here. I don't want no problems, no trouble. I mean, there's nothing inappropriate, but I do run a business out of my home, and I can't have it no more. It's bringing trouble. So I made things like this for my window and for outside because I simply cannot have it. I can't have it. I don't want it no more. I don't want the problems. I don't want the trouble. You know, I try to avoid people. If I see certain people over here, I'll walk this way to the post office. If I see people over here, I'll walk this way to the post office or to my friend's place or something like that. I just try to avoid them all and stay away from everybody. I'm done. You know, it gets to a point where I'm not going to have somebody bring me down with them, with their sinking ship. So even today, like I said, you know, I cleaned out my car after the food disaster I had in my car coming home last night. Man, was I fucked up. But at least it's out of my system, you know, and hopefully the content doesn't start going dark like it did, you know, during certain periods, you know, towards the end of this year. There is one video I will probably re-upload, but I want to edit that video. And that's with me bringing sneakers to that homeless dude. There are parts of that video I want to cut out and redo and repost that to the channel sooner than later. But I want to get into that Fleer box first because a good friend of mine sent that to me before Christmas. So I want to get that up on my YouTube channel, review that. But there's certain things I want to edit out of that. Again, it's just to bury the hatchet. You know, let bygones be bygones, and you know, I don't want any more bad stuff. I've had enough bad stuff. Losing my father, losing good old Robbo, aka Wolf, down there. You know, I don't want any more shit. So yeah, so I'll edit out certain things, redo that video again, and then re-upload it. Dollar Bills, what's going on, my friend? Welcome aboard. Welcome aboard. Just, you know, going over some stuff that's happened on the channel and what the plans are for the channel and all that good stuff, you know. I'll probably get into the personal stuff and the discussions in the live streams and just let the videos have their own life and just focus on reviews and news and updates and hobby talk and all that stuff, and just leave the personal stuff for the live streams because I feel a little bit more loose talking about, you know, my personal thoughts and certain things that I want to discuss. It's just easier for me to do it in a live stream form because then I feel like I don't have to rehearse it. I could just be unplugged and be myself, and I could feel relaxed. I feel like I'm not rushing or anything like that. But, you know, and then I'll leave, like I said, the short form videos. You know, I'll do my YouTube shorts like always. I'll always post on the community page. You know, like I posted a photo of the food I ate today over at the mall. Sacru fucking rules. I love Sacru. That place is amazing with their teriyaki. A little expensive, but it's awesome. And that line is always packed. There's at least 20 to 30 people on the Sacru line over at the mall. That's how good that food is. And it's good stuff too. It's no garbage. I make everything right there, right in front of your face. It's like a Taiwanese hibachi or something like that. A lot of vegetables. You can get grain rice or you can get white rice or fried rice. I like the grain rice. It's a lot healthier for you. I like to get the shrimp with the vegetables and lettuce and all that kind of stuff. It's really good. Plus you get shrimp tempura as a side, which I always get. Good stuff. Very good stuff. But yeah, well, again, just to kind of like go over everything. First off, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe, smash that like button, comment in the chat or comment in the comments section in any video, short and live stream that I do here on YouTube. And again, check out my eBay store. The link is in the chat. Thank you to everybody that has been buying stuff. I mean, almost every day since this past Monday, I've been getting sales. Even on Christmas Day, I was getting sales from people. I got sales last night and today as well. So I'll get to processing your orders tonight. I actually got, I think one of them is already packed. It's one of my MAGA hats. Yeah, it's this box right here. That's a Trump hat in there. I've got to get out. Yeah, I'm probably going to start cutting down my MAGA hat collection because not only do I have way too many baseball hats, but I just don't want my room being cluttered up anymore with baseball hats. I probably have like 40 hats, 40 baseball hats. So enough is enough. Um, but anyway, yeah, so I'll probably sell. I'm going to be cutting loose some stuff in my personal collection. For example, because now I bought the Bugs Bunny 8s, the Air Jordan 8 retros that just came out. I'm very shocked I was able to get them at retail plus shipping. I didn't even have to leave my home. I think I got like a 5% or 10% discount or something like that for Finish Line. That's where I ordered them from, Finish Line. So, yeah, I went on the computer, boom, boom, boom. They gave me a 10% off discount code. Got my Bugs Bunny 8s. They should be here by midweek via UPS, which is great. And then I'll do a review with those. But I'm probably going to be selling off some of my sneakers because I got way too many sneakers now. It's not healthy. And I've learned in my past, when you have too much stuff, get rid of it. I love collecting, but there's a difference between collecting and hoarding. And I'm not a hoarder, and I don't want to become a hoarder. So if I have extra stuff that I can roll right back into the hobby or something else, that's what I'm going to do. So I probably got 2 or 3 pairs of sneakers. I'm going to have to take them, clean them, fix them up a little bit, and take the lint shaver and shave off the insides of the shoes, disinfect them, all that good stuff. Find proper sneaker boxes and sell off some sneakers. I've been selling off. I probably have about 24 MAGA hats, Trump hats. So this is one of them right here that I sold. I'm probably going to sell a couple more of those because I've got way too many of them, and I don't wear Trump hats anymore because, not saying that I don't support Trump, because I do, but he's a fucking idiot lately. He had that speech that he made recently about, oh yeah, the economy's so great. We're doing so good. The economy's good. Bullshit. I got a 24 case of Red Bulls. I don't know if you guys can see it right there. Let me just wait for my camera to catch up with my screen here. I don't know if you can see them right there on my countertop in my kitchen. I got a 24 case of Red Bull. They used to be $38 plus tax. You know what they are? $42 now plus tax. And that's from Sam's Club. So the price of all my groceries have gone up. That's not what I voted for. Trump was supposed to bring the prices down. He didn't do it. He did the same shit that Obama did. So I don't want to hear it. This is why you can't trust politicians, man. There are some things that he does that I like, and there's things that he doesn't do that piss me off. And this is one of them. So I don't want to hear that the grocery prices are coming down. The gas prices are good. I mean, if you have a membership at Sam's Club, you're getting a hefty discount anyway. I mean, right now, gas over at Sam's Club is like $2 and change, which is great. Because usually in Mecklenburg County here, outside of that, it's like $3 a gallon. So right now, I think it's like floating around $2.49. The hell is that? That was weird. Uh-oh. That you, Dad? It might be the ghost of my father haunting me. But anyways, yeah. So yeah, the prices have gone up on everything. A box of cereal is like $6 to $7 now at this point. That's not what I voted for. So I'm going to be selling off some of my Trump hats very soon. I just got to get boxes. That was the last box I had for that hat. So we'll see where that goes. Now over on my dining room table, if I can pan this around all the way this way, let me just wait for the TV screen to catch up with me here. This way I can see what I'm looking at here on camera. You can see I got 2 bottles of wine sitting there on my dining room table. I got that for New Year's for myself. So there are some He-Man figures off to 11 o'clock on your screen. And I don't know how I'm going to go about reviewing these. I got the cartoon collection Prince Adam on top of the Prince Adam Sky Sled with a wonky looking Prince Adam inside that box. And we'll get into that in the future when I get to that review. Also, another freaking collectible that I bought over at Target that I found in my boxes is sitting off to the left right there. It's a 40th anniversary He-Man that I completely forgot that I have. Just like the Ghostbusters that I reviewed here on the channel. So but there's going to be more jersey reviews I want to talk about. I still have a couple jerseys I never, ever reviewed. I wanted to review my Phil Simms Mitchell and Ness jersey. I never did that. It's just the Giants have had a shit season. And I'm actually selling the Daniel Jones throwback jersey. That's red and blue, that ugly retro jersey they released. I've actually lowered the price on it like 5 times already, and nobody's touching it. I don't blame them. I actually sold the Daniel Jones jersey a little while back, and I think I have 1 or 2 more Daniel Jones jerseys I might sell. We'll see how that works out, because if he's not going to be playing on the team, what the hell is the point of having the jerseys? So, but that's really it, folks. I mean, there's really not much to talk about except, I really appreciate the time, the patience, the support. All of you have, especially my eBay customers, have been very good to me. When I have eBay customers that buy, lots of like 5 cards, 10 cards, 20 cards, I always throw in bonuses for all you cats out there. The last big order I had, I actually threw in a couple extra cards in there. I do have a box of bonus cards for my customers when you order in bulk. So that's all set up for next year. I got 3 boxes over here, and I still got cards I have to penny sleeve and top load. So I'm going to have to order another 500 top loaders. But I already started a box for 2026. So 2026 is going to get off to a good start. Yeah, there'll be plenty of sneaker talk, plenty of jersey talk, plenty of toy talk. If there's any hobby news or kerfuffles with the post office like there usually are, which is funny because my mom sent me something in the mail for the holidays and it still hasn't come yet. And she sent that like 2 weeks ago. Uh-oh, here we go again. So who knows what's going to happen with that. But when all those supplements come, because I got 1 bottle of supplements that did show up the other day, I'll show you guys what you help pay for. You guys help pay for groceries for me. You guys help pay for very important supplements that I take for the neuropathy in my feet, which is good for the blood sugar and all that stuff. That's why I drink the sugar-free Red Bulls like I do. Idiots out there will say, right, good for you. You should be drinking that. Listen, everybody has their vice, man. Give me a break. So you guys help to pay for that. Oops. So, I mean, it's just getting back on track here again, guys. That's really what I want. I just want to get back on track again. One of the things I got asked off camera is, what am I going to do in the dating scene? Am I going to start dating it again? What am I going to do? Am I going to try to find a Mrs. Right again? And the answer is, I have no idea, man, because these last 3 or 4 women I've tried to be with, especially the last one, I don't even want to get into that. That was a nightmare with my ex, man, for a whole year. That one is still next to the death of my dad. That's still the big one. That still is in the back of my brain that unfortunately I can't trust anymore. I have a real problem with trusting women, especially when it comes to dating and getting personal with. I can't trust them. When I was put through this year, but we'll see what happens in 2026. Hopefully there's a lady out there that maybe I can meet. We'll see. One of my female friends, good friend of mine, good neighbor of mine's been talking to me about that. You're a good guy. You should go out there and fuck that and give it a shot. Why shouldn't you? You're a smart guy and blah, 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 blah. We'll see what happens. That's pretty much it, folks. I mean, there's really not much to say. It was a pretty good year opening up wax. I might open up some more wax in the near future. I want to see what happens with my latest eBay sales. maybe I'll open some waxes. Let me tell you, there are blaster boxes of everything in my area. I can't, like, I went out 2 weeks ago and there's still the same amount of blaster boxes that there were when I went out 2 weeks ago. So there's really no rush for me to go out there and buy cards, which is good. So if I were to buy cards, it probably would be Topps Chrome, if not Bowman Chrome, the mega boxes, which I already see in retail. But like I said, Barnes and Noble, GameStop, Lids, all three of them had wax, which is good. So I can always go out anytime. But man, $50 for a freaking, I forgot like what a blaster box costs. And then you got some Topps Chrome for $80. And then you got your hobby boxes, which I've seen over at Lids for like 200 and change. Like, geez. So we'll see what happens. I don't know. I would like to open up some more wax. But again, we'll see what goes down this year or next year, this coming year. There's a couple jerseys that I have on my radar that I want to get. Again, depending on how my finances work out and how the eBay store turns out, that'll determine whether or not, I pick up the one or two jerseys that I've been eyeballing recently. I want to review that New York Yankees starter jacket. I have a very dedicated Yankees fan on my channel who was asking me questions about that satin starter jacket that I have. I like to review that on the channel. As far as the throwback is concerned. So I hope the lady subscriber that was watching my channel asked me about my outfit, if I was ever going to do something, biker style in the comment, which I deleted in some video of mine. Well, here you go if you're watching. So, what else? That's pretty much it. I just hope that 2026 gets off to a better start. I want to start off 2026 with a bang, with a clean slate, and get back to just being my old self again. With all the drama that's happened this year, I'm glad it's all over with. At least I hope so. And it's just avoiding the riffraff, avoiding the whatnots, just staying in my lane, focusing on making money for myself here at home. I've got oh my God, I have a whole batch of receipts that are right there I have to go through for the year. For next year when I file taxes, I already got my IRS form. I think, yeah, that's it right there for tax filing 2026. So I got to start that next month sometime. I usually file early, just to get it out of the way. But next year, I'm hoping it starts off good. And the stuff that happened this year, I hope never happens again. It was a lot. But I'm happy. I went out last night, probably for the last time in a long time. Oh my God, did I get shit-faced. I looked at the receipt. I literally drank like 10 beers without even thinking about it. Yikes. But thank God I bought food and I got home in one piece, because that's very stupid to do a thing like that. But, it's literally right here, not even a half a mile away from where I live. So that's good that it's close to home at least. But next time, Uber or Lyft, lesson to be learned. Don't eat food in your car. It's like never eating food in your bed. You never eat food in your car. Man, the mess I had to clean today. Holy shit. But I look at it again as God throwing pie in my face, and it's well deserved. You know what I mean? It's a way of God saying, "Listen, man, you've had a rough year. Laugh a little bit. Go back to enjoying your life. I think you've weathered enough." I have to think like that. I really have to think like that. I'm trying to think like that. So by me frustratingly cleaning my car seats, cleaning underneath the car seats, cleaning the cup holders and all that stuff, I have to laugh because I'm a fucking idiot. But you know what? At least I can laugh about it, and I can end this year on a good note and be thankful I got a roof over my head, be thankful I've got the friends that I've got, that my family and myself are always talking, always keeping in touch with one another. You know, the close friends I have, whether near or far, I'm very happy to have them. And as far as the hobbies are concerned, those hobbies aren't going anywhere. And I've already got stuff ordered. I got stuff that's on its way. And that's pretty much it, folks. There's not really much to talk about now at this point. Otherwise, I would just find myself repeating myself, and I don't want to do that. But I definitely want to get those Fleer cards reviewed for the channel. A lot more reviews to come. And I just want to go back to being the me that I know and get away from everything that's happened this year. This was a tough year, man. You know, and that's why the illusion of being on YouTube where everybody looks happy and joyful and nothing can go wrong, it's all bullshit. You know, this is the really real world, man. And sometimes things just don't go the way you expect or plan. And it was tough. It was a very tough year. Very tough year. No, I care not to go through this stuff again this year. Losing my dad was one of the top three, next to what my ex did, and then other things. So life must go on. I feel so much relief that I finally am coming to terms with him not being here anymore. And now it's time to just move along, you know? So I thank you all, like always. I truly, truly appreciate every single one of you. I appreciate my eBay customers, viewers, subscribers, friends, family, neighbors, everybody across the board. I deeply appreciate it. I don't know what else to say. I really don't know what else to say, unless you guys got any questions for me. And that's one bad habit I still can't stop, and that's munching on ice. I've been doing that since I'm a little kid, and I still do it now. Well, I can't think of anything else to say. And I think this live stream speaks for itself. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Hanukkah, all that good stuff, everybody. Much appreciated. And again, you know, I apologize if some of my videos were a little off kilter here on the channel. You know, it's very hard to lose yourself, unfortunately, or lose track of yourself when you're going through so much. You know, I'll save that kind of talk for my live streams and then just let the videos be their videos, unless it's something super important. But life goes on. Life goes on. And I care not to go through this stuff that happened this year. 2026 is right around the corner. And I want to start with a clean slate. So thank you, everybody. I'm going to end the live stream right here. So let me flip the camera around. And just say, everybody, like always, God bless, stay safe, take care. I'm your host, the Carolina Collector. I will see all of you very soon. Good night, everybody.